All right, all right, all right. Well, it is Saturday morning, a little after 10 o'clock, and I am out here working on this 2007 Skidoo GSX 600 HO. Anyways, what's going on? Well, anyways, at the beginning of the season, before the season started, I had to put new skis on, these white skis. Okay, and then we had a little fender bender, and front of the snowmobile took an impact. So I had to, and it took it straight on basically into a wall, of all things. Anyways, so I had to rebuild part of this. I'm not going to call it the bulkhead, but it's just a front support system. This is new. This plate down here is new. It's all, I had to drill it out, pop rivet it, bolt it in, and all that stuff. All this plastic is new and stuff. And so I put it all back together, and I thought I did a good job lining up the skis and stuff. I think that this A-arm is actually bent back a little bit, and I'm not ready to tackle that project yet. So anyways, I thought I did a good job lining it up, doing a ski alignment, but apparently not, because the sled was just darting, and it was like the front wasn't really making good contact with the snow. It was like front end was light, and and I could tell when I was riding behind the sled, I could see that this ski was definitely pointed. It was too much toe out. So it's supposed to have about a quarter of an inch toe out from the tail of the ski to the front of the ski. So anyhow, I the way that you have to loosen up the tie rods, steering rods, I'm guessing they're tie rods. So you got a jam nut here, and then there's one on the inside. And what most of the time in all the videos you show, these guys are drilling out their pop rivets, all those pop rivets, and then moving that boot and stuff out of the way, and then getting a wrench up in there, and to get the other tie rod jam nut loose. And it's so much easier. I mean, it's a little bit. I mean, I basically two bolts, take the hood off, get it out of the way, pull the 6 exhaust springs off, and pull the exhaust out of the way. And then now you got this rod back here behind the steering shaft that goes back and forth. Well, you just take the exhaust out of the way real quick. I mean, it takes like 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, get it out of the way, and then you just turn the steering wheel, and then that jam nut will come up. You can get to it real easy. Turn it the other way, get that one out, and then get the steering all straight, and then lock it in with some tie down straps. I just have them hooked back to the back of the sled. I got the steering right where I want it. It's nice and straight and stuff, and then I readjusted the skis. Yeah, this one was oh, it was like, I forget now, it was like at least a half of an inch toe out, and this one was actually pretty close. It was probably maybe only an eighth of an inch off. But so I went in and fine-tuned it as best I can, and this one still looks like the toe out is a little too much, but I've measured and measured and measured, and I think I'm okay. And my straight edge I'm using is a big plastic box. It has like Venetian blind type, those big long blinds you put in front of door walls and stuff. Anyways, that's the best straight edge I had. Got it along the track. You put it along the track, and then it's supposed to stick out as far as possible, and then you pull your measurements. I took my measurements from this is the front skag, the runner. People call them skags, runners, carbide things. I took my measurement from that one, and then the back one. They both measure basically 8 inches, not basically, like spot on, 8 inches from the center where the spindle hooks onto the ski. So probably the further out here you can go, the better. But you know, I wanted to say have a very consistent spot on the ski, and I didn't know if this edges are exactly straight, which they look like they are. You get the point. So anyways, so now I got everything I think where I want it. I am going to put a little Loctite on that, and then tighten them up, and then put the exhaust back on, and go. And again, if it's not perfect, I'll do it again. You know, maybe not today, but I'll get her fine tuned, and we'll go from there. I'm also gonna adjust this handlebars up forward a little bit for Kim. She likes to be able to stand up now, going over through the rough sections. And I bought a steering a riser kit, handlebar riser kit, but the second part was out of stock in most areas, so I had to find a. They had an alternate part number now. It's a different product, but it does the same thing. Same company, PowerMad. So next time I come up, I'm going to put a riser kit on here. It'll raise it like 3 inches, 3.5 inches, something like that total. Maybe closer to 4. And it'll look like this. I'll show you mine real quick. It's not going to be exact like this kit, but it's pretty close. You see. So you put this in. This is an adapter, because this is called a flat post steering. It's just got a flat plate that the handlebars normally bolt down onto it. So you put this in, and then this is rounded at the top. You can see. Oops, sorry. And that way you can you're raising your handlebars up. If you left it, if it wasn't non-pivot, it would come back some, and it would be more in your chest. So that way you can keep the steering more straight up and down. Anyways, Kim rode my sled last weekend in some real hilly sections, or bumpy sections, and she was just like, oh, she was in love. Well, she said that it was just great riding, being able to stand up real fast and being able to have great steering capability and stuff for that riser, because it just fits your body better when you're standing. They have a higher thing like that. That one's more set up for sitting down, not so much standing. So anyways, so unless I want her always riding my sled through the bumps, which I don't want to do that, I want to ride my own sled, I got to do hers. I just have to be careful that she's got this taller windshield, that the steering doesn't interfere with the windshield, and the windshield doesn't interfere with the steering, you know what I mean. Anyways, all right, babbling on. I'm going to get this thing buttoned up, and then we're going to go for a ride. It's kind of misty, somewhat rainy, not a great snowmobile weekend, but we won't be able to make it up next weekend, and so you got to ride when you can. You see all the snow. It's kind of soft. It's warm out. It's probably 35 degrees. See all the snow on the neighbors slid off. Look at this nightmare. Look at all this ice right here, right where you got to walk. So it's such a danger zone. I'm gonna chip this out, and this next summer I'm gonna build some kind of awning thing that covers this, so I don't get this issue. Anyways, I have my overhang heaters plugged in and stuff. They've been plugged in for a week now, since last weekend. And let me see if I can show you. Might be hard to see. I know I'm getting off task here. Anyways, it's melted back the edges. There's a bunch of ice right there, but it's like an inch of ice versus 10 inches of ice going up the roof. So anyways, all right, later.